Do you want to 10x your income by hacking your mind? I've personally been through that journey of going from that 1 lakh to 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs to 50 lakhs and beyond by implementing 10 things that have really helped me jump the income. Okay, this is not going to be just some theory kind of a video. I want you to watch this video till the end, and each of these 10 points are going to be extremely important for you to personally make that jump in your own income levels. So let's get in, take a lot of notes and be amazed at what's coming.
Give it up for Siddharth Rajshekar!
Hi there, Siddharth Rajshekar here, and I welcome you to this particular video. And income is something that a lot of people get stuck in. They get stagnant. They do not know how to make that jump and move to the next level. And there is a science behind it on how you can actually hack your own mind to move forward and create those kind of results for yourself. Because for many years I was stuck. I had hit the glass ceiling. I was not able to move through until I implemented a few ideas which I'm going to be sharing here. Okay, now if you are watching this video for the first time, if you're here in my channels, please hit the subscribe button. Subscribe for the notifications on both my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, and stay connected. Okay, so let's get into the first one. And these are all concepts which will be very, very powerful, which I want you to understand. So the first concept I want to share with you is the concept of a thermostat. Your current income level is a thermostat setting that you have set for yourself. Even though consciously you want to make a lot more money, unconsciously you may not be ready for it. So you have to raise your thermostat level if you want to grow up in your income level. Everybody wants to make lots of money, right? Everybody wants to double, triple, 10x their income. But you need to understand that it is not as simple as just desiring to make more. You need to understand, like, where are you right now? What is your personal, individual, internal awareness level on this? And just like how you change the temperature of the air conditioner in the room, you can actually raise, or you can decrease the temperature of the air conditioner in the room, make it cooler. The same way you can also increase your income by working with your mind. So the first concept I want to tell you is that your mind is like a thermostat, and the thermostat setting can be changed. It can be changed. How do you do that? We'll come to the next point over here. You have to monitor closely at your internal dialogue. What is happening inside your mind? What is the internal chatter going on? Is it a negative internal chatter, or is it a positive internal chatter? Is it induced with fear, or is it induced with confidence? Is it induced with frustration and anger, or is it induced with progress and abundance? What exactly are you thinking inside your mind? Internal chatter. It's not what you say externally. Okay, and I'll tell you, I had even now I do have ups and downs. Like, all of us are human beings. No one is a robot over here. And there are different phases I've noticed even now in my life where when the internal chatter goes negative, it affects the actions that I take. It affects the results that I get. Okay, so internal dialogue and internal chatter is so important that you need to be monitoring on a close basis. And I'm going to give you a solution on how you can overcome that. Okay, which is the next point. Number 3 is you need to start pattern shifting. Start shifting patterns in your life in areas where you feel it is really not helping. It's not helping you. So if you notice that your internal chatter is predominantly negative, or it is infused with a lot of frustration and anger based on your current situation, you need to now think about how you can change the patterns. Now, you can shift patterns in multiple ways. First is you can change your environment. That means you want to change your circle of friends. You want to maybe even change your location where you stay, because sometimes when you shift your location, it changes the whole pattern of how you normally would operate. And when you're in a new place, you can set up new rules for yourself. You can set up new patterns over there. Because some of us, we are so stuck with our old patterns that it's into autopilot mode, and it becomes very difficult for us to come out of it. And we're stuck in that same situation that we are in. So you can shift your environment, you can shift your friends, the most simplest thing that you can do is you can stop watching the news. You can stop reading the newspapers and start focusing all your energy on consuming content that is beneficial and useful to you as a person. Okay? Because your mind is like a receiver. Okay, and whatever you receive, it starts to work on it. And the more you feed it with the right information, you'll be able to operate in a much better way. So garbage in, garbage out. What good stuff in, good stuff out. So shift the patterns of the information that goes in. This will definitely change your income level. And one thing that I heard is, you are the average of the five people that you associate with personally. Okay, in terms of everything. So if your income level is in a particular way, just look at the friends that you are discussing with. Nothing, with all due respect to friends, you need to look at what is their mindset and what are their thoughts about money. If their thoughts about money are, if it's a different mindset about money, which is not really going to help you move forward, I mean, you're going to change that circle of friends. The 5 people that you associate with matters the most. Okay, the books that you read and the people that you associate with. So you can shift patterns in all of these areas. Now let's come to the 4th idea. Is you got to now define a new persona. See, you are a particular character right now. You have a particular persona, and your persona is leading to the current situation that you are in your life, in your health, wealth, relationships, money situation, everything else. Okay. Now, in order for you to have a 10x income, you cannot be the same persona, or you cannot be the same character. You have to redefine your character to be able to attract that higher situation. Okay, I'll tell you, last 24 months, I'm not the same person. Okay, my values are the same, but I've been through so much of learning and transformation from within that I think at a much different level that I used to think before. The decisions that I make are very different than what I used to do before. Okay, so I actually made a list of the persona changes that I need to do to myself. Like the persona could be like, what is my outlook to the world? How do I want to dress? How do I want to project myself to the world? Where do I want to live? Maybe what car do I want to drive? What situation do I want to be in? And in order for me to be in that situation, how should I be as a personality? What are the traits that are actually, which I already have right now, which can help me at that stage? What are the traits that I have right now, which will not help me when I'm in that stage? So it's all about the persona. So you're a current character, you're playing a particular character role. And if you have to move to the next level, you have to change your character. You have to redefine or evolve your character to attract the new situation. And most people, they are the same character. They start moving towards their goal. And as they're moving towards their goal, it gets very uncomfortable and then they bounce back. So this is a very important point on defining your new persona. Number 5 is money management. I mean, there's nothing that can help you grow your income more than you getting more diligent with managing your money. And I got a system which I'll share with in a future video more in depth. It's called the TWCGO formula, which I got from my mentor. He talks about how you should allocate your money towards tax, wealth, charity, general and operations, something like the T. Harv Eker's jar principle, okay, where you can go deep and you can actually divide your money into small different segments, and that can really help you. So when you're able to manage your money well, that's when money will come into your life. Okay, it's very, very simple. Number 6 is daily habits. So habits are, I already mentioned some of this before, like what books you read, who you associate with. I'm talking about what can you incorporate on a daily basis, which you can do without fail, so that it reprograms your mind to move towards the direction that you want. So for example, my daily habits are I listen to The Strangest Secret in the World by Earl Nightingale every single day. That really aligns my mind to where I want to go. I write my goals on a daily basis in a notebook, and I have at least 3-4 notebooks that I've finished. Every day I write 2 pages of goals, and I write it in a very specific way. And what else? I'm always preparing and learning something new so that I can share with you, on social media. That way my mind is also constantly learning and finding new things to do. So the mind is like a monkey. It can either be like your friend, best friend, or the worst enemy. Even the Gita says that. And in order to make it your best friend, you have to keep it engaged. And the only way you can keep it engaged is by having those daily habits. Whether you want to do meditation and other stuff, that's bring your mind in one place, make quiet in the mind, and then you can feed it with the right information. So only when this operating system is right, whatever new programs you install into it will start to work. If your operating system is corrupted, no matter what you learn will not give you the results. Okay. So daily habits will help you reprogram your mind. Number 7 is sales skills. If you want to really 10x your income, you have to be good at selling. And all of us are selling every single day. You're selling ideas to your spouse. You're selling ideas to your kids. You're trying to sell your ideas to your boss, to your managers. All of us are in the game of sales. You cannot say that you're not a salesperson. Everyone is selling all the time. Okay. The only question is, do you have the sales skills or system to promote your own product or service? Because only once you get good at selling and you make that into a science and make that into a system, will you be able to get predictable inflow, cash flow. Okay. So most people who think that, I don't like sales, I'm so sorry to say that it's going to be a tough situation for you. Okay. Or even if you despise salespeople, you can never become a good salesperson. You can never despise something that you want to become. So you need to appreciate people who are good in sales. You need to appreciate rich people who are really successful. And that's what will help you bring you there. Because if you have a different ideology about rich and successful people, you cannot get there. Because at a subconscious level, you have something against them. Okay, especially from a lower middle class family. If you're coming from that background, I understand, because I also come from that background. I had to break some patterns about what I thought about rich and successful people. Okay, sales skills. Then we got to get into systems mastery. We have 2 more points after this. Systems mastery is very, very critical. That means we have the soft skill side of the game and we have the hard skill side of this game. Soft skills is all to do the brain, what was happening over here. Hard skills is the actual hands work that you do. Using the tools, mastering all the digital tools and systems, being able to independently manage them yourself without having to depend on anyone. When you have that independence, it gives you a different sense of internal power, or what I call is like moral authority in your own domain and space. And that will actually help you attract more wealth. Okay, more income in your life. Next is, we've covered systems mastery. Charity. If you're not giving in charity, I can guarantee you this, your cash flow will also not be smooth. You have to give that which you want to get. And charity is not with the expectation to get. When you are giving charity without any expectations, when you're able to be, when you're able to let go of that feeling of being tight-fisted with money and just give whatever you have, 10% or whatever. You create a set rule on that, like I have a 10% rule. When you give 10% of whatever you are making towards charity after paying taxes, that will create a kind of flow in your life that is unimaginable. Like for me, the last 24 months, I've not missed my charity. In fact, I give it before the 5th of every single month. And as a community, we have given over 1 crore in charity in the last 3 months. Over 1 crore in charity as a community of people who are inside my system. So charity will help you increase your income in ways that you can never imagine. And yeah, we have one more. Yes, number 10 is invest in yourself. Many people want to play the shortcut game. They're not willing to learn or invest in their own education. They're not able to invest in their business. They're always looking at business as a form of expenses, not as they don't use the word investment. Investment is different from expenses. Okay, an employee mindset person always thinks in terms of expenses, but a business owner always thinks in terms of investments. Even though the results may not be there right now, whatever time, money, energy they're investing right now, they are doing that to multiply it in due course of time. Like I invest a lot in tools, systems, education. I recently bought a course which is worth thousands of dollars. Okay, and I constantly keep keeping a budget. I always keep a budget to reinvest it back into my own learning and education. And Jim Rohn says this in the best possible way. He says that formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. And to have more than you got in terms of your financial situation, you have to become more than you are. And the only way you can do that is by self-education, by investing in yourself. Okay, so your next step would be to come into my coaching system. If you're really interested, just go to this link, sids.co/formula. You can see here, And you can watch my onboarding orientation tutorial that I have for you if you want to come to my community, where I actually teach you all the nuts and bolts on building a digital coaching ecosystem of your own within the next 90 days. I have hundreds of students who have been able to monetize their knowledge, implementing the system. So if you're serious about taking your life to the next level, and if you're serious about jumping your income by 10x in the next few weeks, months, or even years, depending on your level of commitment and dedication, go to this link, check it out, take action, come inside my community, and I'll be more than happy to serve you more on this journey of freedom. Siddharth Rachik here signing off. Hit the like button over here. Share your comments on what was your biggest learning. If you're watching this on Facebook, please tag somebody who you want to help, who you feel that by them watching this, they can benefit from this knowledge to 10x their income level. Do that. I'd be more than happy to respond to those shares that you're doing and the tags that you're doing inside the comments. All the best, and keep watching out for the future videos. Bye-bye.